Today I'll be making replacement parts for my car using silicone and polypropylene. If you wanna know how and why, stick around to find out. When I bought the car, trim piece for the airbag cover was in a really bad shape, and I was waiting for what I thought was the replacement. So I eagerly removed it for good. After receiving the trim, I saw that it was meant only to cover the original. Only replacement I could find was one from the China, but it was 70 euros before taxes, so I wasn't feeling that. Even the cover is around 15 euros, so I had other plans. I wanted to scan the cover using a 3D scanner in a nearby university, but the next day we went into lockdown, and 5 months later we're still here. I found cover for 60 euros locally. When the package arrived, I noticed that the trim was made out of hard plastic, when the original felt more like a hard rubber, so I've decided to make a copy. I went shopping and decided on platinum silicone, which has low viscosity and releases the air while curing, which is helpful as I don't have a pressure chamber. And part will be made from 2-part polypropylene, which has a temperature resistance of -30 to 80 degrees Celsius, which I thought was enough for most cases. It's quite rigid, but still flexible and cures in about an hour. I have fixed it to the bottom using some clay I had laying around, so it would not move when pouring silicone. I know there are clays that are specially meant to do this, but I have used what I had around. I have made a block mold out of acrylic and used hot glue to secure the sides together. Then I mixed up some silicone, started pouring it into one corner to reduce the chance of introducing more bubbles. Almost f***ed up. And my mold was ready to release some bubbles. After letting it sit for 24 hours, I have removed it from the enclosure and cleaned up all the remaining clay. I was quite satisfied with the results. The original trim piece weighs around 7 grams and that was my reference point. I don't have precision scale, so I've tried to get as close to 20 grams of the total mixture as possible. I wanted to have some extra mixed up because it starts to go gel-like in a minute or so. I mixed it up well and filled the mold. Then cleaned up top using some scrap acrylic and left to cure. After a couple of minutes the reaction started to happen. 1 hour passed and I have removed castings from the mold. It was easy to remove and the plastic has hardened nicely. It gave a very nice surface finish. If I wanted the part white, I would only put some clear coat on it. And it also fits the cover quite well. It was the first time I have tried replicating the part and I was happy about it.
Nice!
Or was I? See, the part came out okay, but I had to clean up all the parts where the clay was, because it would not fit into the cover fully. It sands easily, but I would like to avoid that at all, for a part to be as perfect as possible. So I made another mold.
Another one!
Where the original pins were, I glued in some pieces of Q-tip and secured everything to the base with clay. I have also added the center badge to the mold. Created a box from the same acrylic I have used before. Mixed up some silicone. Mixed up some more because I didn't have enough. And again. After it's set, removing the part was pain in the ass because the trim was quite deep in silicone. Then I cleaned it up and filled both molds with resin. And yeah, it wasn't good at all. So I've decided to make another one from silicone that I had left over.
Another one!
And that's where I am now. I believe this last design will work best for my needs, but I still need to solve the issue with all the bubbles when pouring resin. Next time, I hope to achieve better casting and also paint the parts. Why next time? Because I'm still waiting for some additional silicone to arrive. And of course, if you have any suggestions, leave them in a comment section. That's it for today and hope to see you next time.